Hi book friends, welcome back to my channel, The Eclectic Book Witch. This video is going to be my wrap up for my February reads because even though today is the 27th, I know I'm most likely not going to be finishing anything else for this month, especially since I'm going to be busy for the rest of the month, the last few days, getting stuff ready for one of my kiddos' birthdays. She's turning 12 tomorrow, so I've got birthday plans I'm putting together. So this year I ended up reading for February a total of 4 books, which is better than last year because I believe last year this month I only ended up reading 1. So let's start with the first book is Graveyard Dogs by Jason Brightwell. This is a book of poetry, and I thought it was, I enjoyed reading it. I love this cover, and it's, deals a lot with, loss and grief and just general things that a lot of people deal with, throughout their lives. Let's see, there is one favorite I have in here. Which I believe is Last Meal. I'll have to double check that later. I think that one was it though. But I really enjoyed this one, and this one I ended up winning in a giveaway from Jason Brightwell over on Bookstagram, and he signed it for me, and I thought that was awesome. The next one is The Winter People, which you might have seen in my first reading vlog that I did, and this was by far, so far, one of my favorite reads of the year. 5 stars. I still cannot stop thinking about how amazing this book was. It's, yes, just yes. Yes to this. Great Stephen King creepy vibes, Pet Sematary vibes, and multiple points of views spanning over the years, and the way everything just intertwined with it, so perfect. I loved it. The next one I will talk about is The Love Hypothesis. I have officially read my first book of the month from my backlog of book of the month books for the year. My plan is to try and get through as many of these as possible. This was my first read by Ellie Hazelwood, and it's not going to be my last. I really thoroughly enjoyed reading this one. It's about the woman named Olive and Professor Adam Carlson. They're at a college, and he's a professor. She is working towards, her dream is to further developments and stuff for helping people with pancreatic cancer, because that's where her mother passed away from. And she has 2 friends at college, Malcolm and, I hope I'm saying it right, it's Anh. It's spelled A-N-H. And Olive had gone out on a date with this guy named Jeremy, and it turned out they weren't compatible, which she was kind of bummed about to begin with. But then Olive kind of figured out on her own that Anh had this huge thing for Jeremy, but there was that whole code thing of you can't, Anh was like, I'm not going to date my best friend's ex. So Olive, the nice, sweet person that she is, decides that she wants to try and make it okay for Anh to date Jeremy. So she told Anh, oh, well, I'm busy tonight, I'm going to be out on a date. And then she really goes to the science building to work on her stuff in the lab. And out of the corner of her eye, she's walking down the hallway, hi Zelda, she sees Anh, and there's one other person in the hallway, Professor Carlson, and she just randomly kisses him. So that starts the whole trope of the fake dating journey, which was really, really good. You've got like the sunshine and grumpy trope, and the build up to the end was just perfect. 5 stars, highly recommend. Definitely loved this one. Also 5 stars. I can't remember if I mentioned that. And the 4th book I read this month, A Court of Thorns and Roses. So 5 stars, first of all. I kept putting off reading A Court of Thorns and Roses for so long because I had never read anything by Sarah J. Maas before, but I loved it. I wasn't quite sure how I felt about it for maybe like the first half of the book. I was enjoying reading it, and getting to know Feyre and how she took care of her family, and then ultimately ending up going to, I hope I'm saying this right, Prythian? Either way. Lucian is one of my favorite characters, and then the second half of the book all the way up until the end, oh my god, I could not believe how mind-blowingly epic it was. Just all of it. It was so amazing. And I initially picked up the book. It was an ebook on my Kindle, and I was thinking, okay, if I don't enjoy it, then I don't have all of the other books just sitting on my shelf, and if I don't enjoy it, then I'm never going to get to them, and it would have been a waste. However, I tried the first one, I loved it, so now I have to get them all to go on my shelves, and I can't wait. I almost bought the second book when I was at the store the other day, but I decided to wait because my husband wants to take me book shopping this upcoming weekend, so I will see about at least getting the second book, if not all of them. Who knows? Maybe I'll vlog going to the bookstore. I don't know yet. But this has definitely become one of my top favorite series. It has helped me do the deep dive into fantasy that I wanted to do for this year. I've still got the other deep dive I want to do this year is science fiction. So I've got to decide where I want to start with my science fiction adventure for this year. I'm leaning towards probably The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. So on that note, you can probably see Stormy, aka Stormageddon. He's such a good boy. He sees himself in the camera. So, part of my plan, I've mentioned this a few times, so I apologize if I seem repetitive with it, but with my goal of trying to get through as many of these backlog Book of the Month books that I have as possible, I have started my... Stormy. No! I wrote them all down, and you will see in the clip that I have at the end of this video which book I picked from the jar that I have all of the books written down in, and you will see the first Book of the Month pick that I have chosen to start for March. And I am super excited about this challenge. I figure it's a good way for me to go through the books. If I read them and enjoy them, great. If I end up not enjoying any of my picks, then I will, if I'm not enjoying them, I will DNF them and donate them. So it's kind of a way to filter out my shelves, because I want my bookshelves to reflect my tastes of what I enjoy. Who wants to attack the camera? Okay. you probably saw the tip of his tail there. It looks that way a little bit because Stormy was... Let me tell you a little bit about my cats, because I haven't mentioned my cats on here very much. You've seen Zelda a lot if you've seen some of my previous videos. I have 6 cats. The first ones that we got were Link and Zelda. Link is my black cat. I'll insert a picture of him here. And Zelda, who you've seen. We got them together. Pretty sure they were part of the same litter. And Zelda is small for a cat. She's a tabby cat, but she is small. She's 5 years old, but she's around the same size as my 8-month-old cat, Ruby. So Zelda is just small forever. And she's adorable, and my little parrot, and she likes to be held like a toddler, and she's ridiculous. So we had Link and Zelda first. I'll post this picture of them as kittens here. And then Stormy, the reason he sucks his tail is because my mother-in-law actually found him. He had been abandoned by his mother, couldn't find the mother cat anywhere. So he was very small. I want to say he was tiny. Here's a picture of how tiny he was. He was teeny tiny. I tried to bottle feed him when she first brought him over here, and we just decided to take him in. And couldn't end up bottle feeding him because he chewed through the nipple of the bottle. So started him off with I mixed the kitten formula in with some soft food, and he's 5 years old now too. So so we had Link and Zelda in July, and then we got Stormy in September, so just a couple months after Link and Zelda. And then the month after that, we ended up also rescuing our cat Oreo. She is it's like, you look up scaredy cat in the dictionary and you just may find a picture of Oreo. She is the sweetest thing though. If she knows you and trusts you, she will continuously just weave through your legs and rub up on you. She's the sweetest. And then so for a while we just had the 4 cats. And then my husband's aunt needed to end up rehoming her cat that she had, Rowley. He is, I believe, part Maine Coon, not full Maine Coon. I don't think he is. But she was having issues with breathing, and he's a long hair cat, needs brushing, stuff like that. So we took him in. That brought us up to 5 cats. And then last year during the summer, out in front of our house, I ended up hearing meowing, and a stray mama cat ended up having a litter of kittens in an alcove in front of our house. And two of the kittens, she ended up she didn't want anything to do with them. I think there might have been something wrong with them. It was useless to bring them to the vets. The vets couldn't do anything. They were just way too tiny. They were literally a day old. So they were tangled up in some grass that was in there. So Mama Cat stayed with her other kittens that were feeding on her, and we were able to scoop up the other 2. I can share a couple pictures here of them. They were so tiny, so fragile, so sweet. We tried our best to not get our hopes up, especially the kids, but we did end up naming this one Tiny and the orange one Mango, but I think there was just something wrong, unfortunately, and they didn't make it. And that really kind of bummed us out a lot, especially the orange one, because I'd always wanted an orange cat. Hello, Ginger. But so after that, very shortly after that, my mother-in-law had noticed someone was had a litter of kittens available, and one of them was this little beautiful princess. We named her Ruby. you've probably seen a lot of pictures of Ruby on my Instagram, if you've been over on there. So she, and I've heard it's apparently very rare to have a female orange cat, so that's pretty cool. I named her Ruby because my birthday is in July, so Ruby is my gemstone, and we got her in July, so that made sense to me. But Ruby is, she'll be 9 months old in March, so she's growing. It's like she's always been here. She plays with a Stormy and Link a lot, and her and Zelda will cuddle up on the railing in the hallway. It's adorable. You've probably also seen those pictures too if you've been on my Instagram. So, okay, I will stop rambling about the cats because I have rambled on for quite a bit. I tend to do that. Books and cats, books and cats. Okay, so I will end my January wrap-up here, and I will insert the clip that I recorded picking which book I chose first for the month of March from this collection here. So I will see you in my next video, and be sure to like, subscribe, and feel free to check out my Bookstagram if you haven't already. It's the same handle, at the Eclectic Book Witch. Bye. Hi. So I know there's a few days left in February, but I want to, if you hear noise in the background, that might be the train going by. It's always so loud. So I want to start figuring out what else I want to read during the month of March. So I think it is time to pick from the jar for my book of the month books that I have on my shelf. I may or may not do a reading vlog when I do these. I'm not sure. Kind of nervous. Alright, I'm going to put it there. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I'm actually really excited about this now. Let me find it. So this is going to be my first book of the month choice for March. And I think I'm going to kind of do this as if I don't enjoy the book and I end up DNFing it, that will help me clear off space from, I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to DNF this one, but in the instance of if I, while reading any of these, am not feeling it, like the book's not for me, it'll be kind of like a read it or unhaul it sort of thing. So, but this one, I'm actually really excited about because I've heard such good things about this one. Okay, I will update you. I guess I'm going to do a reading vlog for this. So I will see you with my next update for this. Bye, friends.